The Medical Butcher, Part 2, The Hunt for Justice. The arrest of Dr. Abbas Adeyemi, the former chief medical director of Kwara General Hospital in Kwara State, Nigeria, marked a chilling revelation in the annals of medical malpractice and criminal activity. A respected orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Adeyemi's facade of professionalism concealed a gruesome reality. He was implicated in the murder of multiple individuals and the illicit harvesting of human organs. The unraveling of Dr. Adeyemi's crimes began with the disappearance of 23-year-old nurse Nafisat Haladu, who was last seen at Kwara General Hospital. Her family, particularly her sister Zainab Haladu, tirelessly sought answers, facing indifference from authorities who dismissed the case as a typical instance of a young woman leaving voluntarily. However, Zainab's persistence led to increased scrutiny of the hospital and its staff. Upon his arrest and interrogation, Dr. Adeyemi confessed to the killings, admitting to sedating and murdering his victims, including Haladu and Ifeoluwa. He disclosed that he had concealed Haladu's body in a trash can filled with cement, stored in a locked room within the hospital. Another unidentified female victim was found buried in the same location. These confessions led to the exhumation of the bodies, which were deposited at the University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital for further examination. Dr. Adeyemi also revealed his involvement in an organ harvesting syndicate, indicating that he had been lured into the practice by unidentified individuals. He admitted to harvesting organs from his victims and selling them to various buyers, including religious figures and politicians seeking spiritual power. This revelation exposed a dark underbelly of ritualistic practices intertwined with criminal exploitation. The Kwara State Police Command, led by Commissioner Paul Odama, paraded Dr. Adeyemi and disclosed the details of his crimes to the public. The police recovered various exhibits from him, including a Toyota Camry belonging to Ifeoluwa, personal belongings of the victims, and other incriminating evidence. The case sent shockwaves through the medical community and the general public, highlighting the potential for abuse of trust and authority within healthcare institutions. It also underscored the need for stringent oversight and ethical standards in the medical profession to prevent such atrocities. The news hit every channel in Nigeria. Dr. Abbas Adeyemi escapes custody. It was a storm. In every hospital corridor, in every roadside kiosk, people spoke of one thing: the butcher had run. How does a man like that just vanish? Zainab Haladu asked, pacing the tiled floor of a police station in Ilorin. Someone helped him, replied Inspector Miriam Tanimu grimly, her badge gleaming under the flickering fluorescent light. And we'll find out who. Dr. Abbas, after his initial arrest, had been held in a medium-security detention facility in Kwara. But 3 weeks in, during a staged medical emergency transfer to a private clinic, he disappeared. The guards assigned claimed he collapsed and had to be rushed to a private ICU. CCTV? Malfunctioned. Logs? Incomplete. It was no accident. It was a carefully orchestrated escape. Interpol issued a red notice 2 weeks later. London, UK, 2 months later. Detective Louise Carver of the Metropolitan Police leaned across her desk, holding up a fax. We've got him. Man posing as a Ghanaian medical researcher in Croydon. Name on the passport, Kwame Boateng. But fingerprints match. Dr. Abbas was living in a modest flat, posing as a visiting medical scholar. He had shaved his head, grown a beard, and even faked a limp. When UK authorities broke in, he was in the kitchen, brewing tea. I am a healer, he said calmly as officers handcuffed him. Not a killer. A week later, he was deported to Nigeria. But he didn't come quietly. Abuja, Nigeria, back in custody. The courtroom buzzed as Dr. Abbas entered. He wore a crisp white kaftan, his calm demeanor almost theatrical. Beside him stood Barrister Idris Alobi, a high-profile defense lawyer known for getting corrupt politicians off the hook. The press dubbed it the trial of the decade. In chambers, whispers swirled. A judge reportedly received 50 million Nigerian nairas to delay the trial. Another was offered a piece of land in Lekki. But Inspector Miriam wasn't having it. We are not letting this rut, she barked. Not while I breathe. She recruited a new team, honest prosecutors, medical experts, and forensic pathologists. International human rights lawyers joined in, pushing for transparency. The families of the victims formed a coalition, voices from the ground. Testimonies and revelations. One by one, survivors and families spoke. My wife came in for fibroid surgery, sobbed Musa Ibrahim. Dr. Abbas said she died of complications. But I saw her ring, on the finger of a nurse, 2 weeks later. Another nurse, speaking under protection, revealed that organs were sometimes removed before patients died. He would inject something, then remove the eyes, the kidneys, sell them. Did you assist? The prosecutor asked. The nurse trembled. I held their hands until they stopped moving. Inside the courtroom, even seasoned officers wept. The syndicate exposed. With mounting pressure, Dr. Abbas finally broke. Yes, I killed them, he said, voice flat. But I wasn't alone. He named names, a Lagos-based politician, a well-known alpha from Ibadan, and 2 top-level hospital administrators in Ilorin. He even named a security chief in Kwara who ensured bodies were transported without suspicion. They wanted organs, blood, power. I provided, he said. A forensic audit of the hospital revealed ghost patients, people who never existed on paper but received full surgeries. The payments, redirected to offshore accounts. Over 2 billion Nigerian nairas in questionable transactions was uncovered. Interpol began arresting others. By now, over 17 people were in custody. But the rot ran deeper. Behind bars, still in control, rumors swirled that Dr. Abbas was still influencing prison guards. He received visitors. He smiled for the cameras. One day, a journalist asked him, "Do you regret anything?" Dr. Abbas chuckled. "Only that I trusted too many people. Greed always ruins efficiency. But you murdered innocent people." He sipped his tea. Not all were innocent. Final verdict, justice delivered. After months of testimonies, forensic reconstructions, and public outrage, the judge delivered the sentence. For the murder of 48 confirmed individuals, for the desecration of medical ethics, for leading an international organ trafficking ring, for lying, escaping justice, and for irreparable harm caused to hundreds of families, Dr. Abbas Adeyemi is hereby sentenced to death by hanging. A gasp swept through the courtroom. Dr. Abbas blinked. He didn't speak. For once, the surgeon had no words. Zainab Haladu wept quietly in the front row. Beside her, Inspector Miriam squeezed her hand. "We got him," Miriam whispered. "For Nafasat. For all of them." Legacy of the horror. The Nigerian Medical Association revoked his license. His photos were taken down from medical journals. The government launched reforms, tightening hospital audits, surveillance, and licensing of private mortuaries. The case became a mandatory ethics lecture in medical schools. The hospital was shut down. As for Dr. Abbas, his last words in custody were chilling. "I was a surgeon, but the system, Nigeria, made me a killer. Remember that."